thank you guys for tuning in to this. Just a quick little short little hi, hello, thank you on Pass Forward Now before we launch the big old interview on the 15th with Billy West.
Billy.
I'm really excited about the Billy West. We not to give anything away, but I'm not even going to say we.
Stuff.
He jumped right into it.
Mm-hmm. It's like he's been on a podcast before.
Yeah. Jeez, he has.
He definitely has. I know that. I know
has.
that.
So real quick, I here's my question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of my glasses? Huh?
I think they're terrible because they have a glare, so you can see our screen.
Look, there's our screen right
which
there.
Which is not great.
Okay.
2, they're yellow.
Yeah, they're my Tony Stark glasses.
They're his
Tony Stark.
Yellow blockers.
Yellow.
Blue blockers, but they're yellow. I don't really understand it. I think he should wear his regular glasses.
I don't have regular glasses.
Yes, you do right here.
These are all Decoy glasses like Clark Kent and Superman. Forgive me as I take this off.
They're actually regular glasses.
Oh my
I made him get them.
Like I can't see out of these.
That's all lies. Why don't you tell everybody what you did, Jeremy?
I can't see. I can't see out of those. That's driving me nuts. Hold on a second.
He has them for far away.
Oh my gosh. No, it's for reading.
Oh, it's close up.
As much as I read.
But I thought, you don't read very often.
Curious George.
No, it's just picture books.
I love my picture books.
For a second, it looked like that person was on the toilet. That's what I just saw. God. This is what happens when I get headaches and then I try to function afterwards. So this is the life of Bridget with a headache. Just don't really make a lot of sense.
You're functioning.
So, I am.
Yeah,
I am.
okay.
So anyways, real quick.
Yeah.
Jeremy, we have had some really good feedback, but one of the questions that came up from the feedback, and I wanted you to answer this and expound on this a little bit more.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
And just so you know, and I'm not trying to cut you off of this, but just so you guys know, this is not rehearsed. This is 100%. It is what it is. So I have an idea of what you're going to say. Is this the question that's coming from your friend Jenny?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
So, bottom line, the question was, is it just going to be voiceover people, individuals, and that's kind of their career path that are going to be the guests on our show?
Yeah, no, I think the specific question is why was Ernie Sabella promoting the show? And Ernie Sabella does the voice of Pumbaa from The Lion King. If you've seen the little marketing promo, he's just a really cool guy. And
he's a really cool guy, and he'll do a lot of different voiceover little interesting things for individuals. Like if you want to take his voice and ask him to say happy birthday to someone, you can get him doing that and send it to them if they're a big fan. So
yeah. He told me that he was on Cameo, so you can definitely find him on Cameo if you want to surprise your kids or your family. I know that a long time ago my son did that for me.
Cameo is like an app. Is that an app?
Cameo is an app, yeah.
Oh, it's an app.
And where you can go and you can get celebrities to wish you a happy birthday, or if you want them to break up with somebody for you, they'll do it.
Gosh, that's funny. Wait. Is this expensive? Is this so this is a little, how many people are on there?
Hundreds of people.
Oh, that's
and we're
so
talking
exciting.
We're talking actors, and there's politicians on there. So cool. There's sports figures on there.
I had no idea.
I mean, I'm making it up when I say Pete Rose. I thought Pete Rose is on it, for those people that know baseball, sports way back in the day. Anyways, so to go back to the question, there's ADD, ladies and gentlemen. There's a clear sign of what ADD looks like.
I'll give you a clear sign of what it looks like. Asking him to put his TENS unit away for weeks. It sat there for weeks. I'm talking 3 weeks. Really?
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he finally put it away after I handed it to him.
Yeah.
While he was sitting on the couch today. Anyways, that's ADD. Whatever. I get it. My point being, can you answer the question and can you tell us a little bit more about who's going to be on the show? Because I want to make sure that people understand it's not just voiceovers. And
Yes,
I think there is confusion with that. And I
that's
had
fine.
that too. I had that confusion because
Yes.
he was asking me, you know, when he first started the idea of bringing some guests on, I was kind of questioning some of the people he had on. And I said, I don't understand. Like, how do they fit into this? And so even I was confused, and I still kind of am. But, you know, he's doing his thing and he's making it work. That's not even cool. I want a little controller button thingy. I'm gonna have my own sound machine, and it's gonna be hidden in here. So when you're doing a little guest podcast, I'm gonna make it fart constantly.
Are we good?
No,
Oh my gosh. So
if you hear fart sounds, I'm
my
definitely doing that from him when I'm traveling and he's recording. It's gonna be farting in the background. So if anybody has a hookup on a little sound machine that I can portably from wherever, we're gonna find that. Anyways, so Jeremy, tell us.
my ADHD is going crazy just waiting so I can answer the dang question. Jeez. Okay. So where I came up with the idea was all around mental health. And it really was around mental health. And because everybody has a story. We've been through a lot during COVID. And your friend Jenny, she brings up a great question, and it is confusing. I mean, let's look at it real quick. We have Ernie, who plays Pumbaa.
Mm-hmm.
We have Billy West coming up on Wednesday, who does majority of the cast. Like Fry is the main character for Futurama, right? And he's also a voiceover actor. I will tell you, behind the scenes, there are other voiceover actors that we will be having on that we all know of. But here's the big thing, and I'm going to just go really, really stupid generic on this. If you visit our website, passforwardnow.com, you're going to see what the show is all about. So I'm going to just read this real quick. Should I get my glasses so I can see it?
You're really gonna read the whole thing? Maybe
No,
it's
it's not so much the whole thing, but Pass Forward Now is a podcast that celebrates the music, films, cultural moments that are shaped by real people who strive to make a difference. And we're not just talking about actors, and we're not just talking about musicians, and we're not talking about necessarily celebrities,
famous individuals. Yeah.
The second paragraph, it says, from authors, musicians, actors, doctors, and beyond, whose journeys reflected the power of resilience.
Mm-hmm. And that can come from anybody. I mean, here's the thing. I can tell stories after stories about different things I went through with postpartum and, you know, just other items that I've been through in my life. And how do we make that, you know, how did I get through that? And I don't want to bore people because it's, you know, not everybody deals with that, but how do we make this stuff relevant that people are willing to talk about it and share the information that they've gone through, because they're sensitive topics.
Yeah.
And not everybody wants to talk about the sensitive things in our lives that are, you know, going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot. But how did you overcome that? How did you power through that? What did you do with that information that you gained from that? I was just talking to our 13-year-old, and, you know, she had asked me, she goes, Mom, I wish it could be Sunday morning. And I said, baby, that's really great. And I love that you want another day of the weekend with us. And so do we. But if you went back in time, because she goes, I want a time machine. I said, if you went back in time, you would know the future. You would know what's going to happen, and you could alter that and change that. I said, isn't it really powerful when you can say, I was able to go through something difficult. She did go through a difficult assignment today that she really struggled with for the first little bit, and we powered through it. But then you gained something. You gained that skill. You gained that, I don't know, just that strive to kind of say, yes, I did it. And I was able to get through that. And here's how I did it. So I think that for me is what really stuck out from what you were saying, is that we all can kind of learn it. It doesn't matter if you're a voiceover actor or, you know, someone super famous. I think we all go through those things. And I think voiceover stuff just happens to be very special and near and dear to your heart. So.
Yeah, no, there's the yeah, I don't even know where to go with that. I think I'll definitely intro as I'm either talking to the guest, I'll talk about why they're so important to me. Or our little intros we'll talk about, or I'll talk about it, why they're even a guest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm always drawn back when I was a kid and I was diagnosed with ADHD. I remember it was third grade, and it was the traumatizing thing of it was is that I had to during lunchtime I had to get into a special line, and that special line was for students that needed medication, and everybody, all the kids knew that that was the quote unquote crazy line. This is
They
where
called it the crazy line?
they called it the crazy line. So this
Oh.
is the line that kids went into to get their crazy medication.
That's really sad.
So I learned that, I picked up on that earlier, and I always found myself staying late or running late, so I didn't have to get in that line right away. But then I would always like stay later in class to help the teacher do something, and then I'd rush to get my medication during the class. So, there is a little sting on that for me, and it wasn't something, especially as a child, it wasn't something you talked about. It just wasn't,
No.
because that was looked upon as being different.
Right. Well, and especially, and I don't want to use the age thing, but especially back then, I think there's more mainstream information about that now than there was when you were that age. Like,
Sure.
I mean, if we talk about now, like today, and, I think more kids have that communication and they talk a little bit more about it. And frankly, I think it's diagnosed, I don't want to say too much, but a lot more frequently than it was back then. I don't know. I mean, the numbers in schools were probably a lot lower than they are today, because I do think that diagnosis is thrown out a lot more, whether it's something, I don't know, something in the water, who knows. But I, it's really sad. And kids are brutally honest. I mean, gosh, our kids sometimes, they just say things. And I'm like, do you know what you just said?
But I don't think they say it to be mean
No,
or to be
they
brutal. They just
don't.
do it because they don't
They
have
don't.
that filter that's on there.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, because you don't want to say something mean, but you want to be honest. And there's, they don't want to have the white little lies. But, I like to dance. Like we have a fun household. And so there's usually music, or I have just music in my head because that's just how we operate. Jeremy, sometimes like we'll say something and both you and I are thinking the same exact lyrics because it sounds it sounds like it would work with that song. And that's just what happens in our house. So I'm usually in the kitchen and I'm dancing, and I think I have something actually posted on social media about that, and I'm kind of embarrassed I did it. But it was the Halloween costume. I was in the kitchen and the kids were dancing. I was like, teach me the dance. Anyways,
right.
So the girls are always like, Mom, your butt jiggles. And I was like, well, it's not like I'm super young and everything's super perky and tight and, whatever. I don't go to the gym every day. But they'll say something like that. I'm like, well, we have a conversation. It's probably something you shouldn't say. I mean, they say a lot about you too. Like, I'm like,
Dad's awesome, man. He's the coolest dad in the world. No, they don't. They call me a nerd.
They call you a nerd.
Yeah. Thank God. And that's my one thing that I can teach them, is that I'm okay with that. I mean, nerds rule the world. Am I right? Am I wrong?
No, I think that's great. I think that's, well, and then we correct them and say, just because you think someone's a nerd or weird or odd doesn't mean that they are that way. It means they're a little bit different than so-and-so or than yourself. And that's exciting. We're all supposed to be different. I phrased that back to them, or I pushed that back to them, and I said, wouldn't it be odd if we were all the same? Would that be fun? Well, no. I wouldn't want to be the same as everyone else. I want to be a little bit different.
Yeah, no.
I want be a little bit out there.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
I don't want to be married to me. Honestly.
I don't want to be married to me either. Like, that would be weird.
Yeah. That's why I married
difficult.
you.
I am.
Because you are not me. I mean, there's a lot of things that you and I share in common.
Absolutely.
Like Star Wars.
Yep.
That's just one nerdy thing, though. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and I get all of his hand-me-down shirts.
No, it's not the hand-me-down shirts. It's just the shirts that don't fit me. And again, I'm just going to stand up real quick. Like, I mean, here, let's just stand in front of me. Can you see why that shirt would not work for me? It just wouldn't.
I really like
it. But I do appreciate, like, my wife, when she goes on her trips, she used to buy me t-shirts and I used to love it. And then I said, I think I'm good on t-shirts. Let's not do t-shirts. And we kind of segued in a different direction, which is fun.
We did. We'll talk about that some
Well,
other
yeah,
day
absolutely.
on a podcast.
Absolutely.
That's a good story. We'll talk about it.
It is fun. The other reason we wanted to hop on again, like my wife had said towards the beginning, was to say thank you guys. We have been receiving so much feedback on the podcast, and that means so much to I'm going to speak for myself, but that means so much to me. I'm going to cry. No, I'm not. I'm a man. It does mean a lot to me, and here's the reason why. Because this podcast, it really did come from my heart. Mm-hmm. I really want people to come here and feel like they're in a safe place. And that's the other reason why we have a multitude of different guests on the show. Because it's not just, oh, look, we can go to Fast Forward Now and we can see everything about actors. That's great. I love actors, and I love having that podcast that's available where I can listen to what other actors are doing.
Right.
But this isn't the podcast for just actors or just musicians, which we have some really fun musicians coming up. Oh my gosh. But to call out some of those individuals, Irene from Florida, and I haven't told you this yet. Irene wrote in, and she said she loves the podcast. She goes, but she doesn't think she likes the segment, Where in the World is My Wife, Bridget Como?
I don't like that thing either. I don't like the way you say it. I think that there's a way to do this. I think that there's something else. I think that you have to just say, where is Bridget Como?
Yeah.
Rather than the other piece of it. I'm not a big fan of it. But you know, we're trying different things, and I think it's important to understand the feedback, and not everybody's going to like everything, and that's okay too. I think one of the biggest things that I've received for feedback in general in my life, right, is that people would come to our house and they would always feel welcome. And I want that for this podcast too. I want the viewers to feel welcome and that it's not uncomfortable. And then, you know, the guests that come on to feel welcome and that they don't feel pressured, and that, you know, that is just a welcoming, loving thing.
Well, let's not segregate against the listeners, because we love our podcast listeners, not just the viewers on YouTube.
Guests too.
No, I know. I didn't. Okay. Hold on. And I'm good. Aaron S. I'm not going to say last names, but Aaron S. from Minnesota. He wrote in and he said, wow, that's amazing. Do you mind if I share it with my group? Yes, please do. Share it with your group. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. This is going to be a very friendly podcast. Language is right now, I'm doing my best to help my guests.
I'm going to try to be really careful not to swear. I really am.
Well,
I'm going to try really not.
If you do swear, I know I have this button. That's a fantastic button. I think that's it right there.
That's great. So when you hear that, that means that Bridget's probably either really passionate or.
Huh?
That's not helpful when I'm actually trying to say something.
Sorry.
And I'm not swearing.
I'm sorry.
Don't use it. It's not a fake button to suppress. But no, there are things, and I have tried to just keep that away from my vocabulary. But I'll be honest, if I'm super passionate about something, or I'm super angry, and I know that's not positive, and I have to work on that, and I'm going to work on that. But I'm passionate, and I don't have other words to say. And sometimes, okay, I was actually talking to a coworker of mine about this, and she said that it actually is very beneficial because it helps you with your anger and with other things going on, and kind of can release that for you. And so I think in the grand scheme of things, anyways, long story long, all I'm going to say is I'm going to try to be very friendly to everyone as far as family friendly. Our kids will somewhat be on, right? There's a section that sometimes they'll be on. So obviously we want to make sure that they can view that this is going to be out there in the world, and you know, you just want to be careful about what you say out there, especially today's day and age.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew this, but there was a young lady by the name of Allie, and she's a baker. So
Ooh.
it's fun to hear the different individuals, but she's starting this company where she's making cookies for
I love
special events.
cookies.
So
I love
Allie, if you'd like to
cookies.
send us some cookies, you just let us know. We're always in the mood for cookies.
I love cookies.
Like, what did I ask for during the football game today?
Football food?
No, I said, hey honey, do we have any?
Oh, yeah, he wanted some Christmas cookies and he ate them all. And it wasn't even that they were thrown away. He ate them all. He literally, like, I came home from a trip and I was like, what?
Yeah, no.
He ate them all.
Anyway.
That being said, I'm not judging him. I did not make that many this year.
No,
So
thank goodness.
So,
anyway, Allie said we have a great chemistry and she loves it and she's going to share it with her family, her mom and dad. Now,
Thanks,
here was the fun thing about what Allie had said that I started to giggle about when I read this. She had said that she's going to share it with her friends and family and not tell them that how she got connected with the podcast. So, and I'm a little curious on how she got connected with the podcast. So, she's just like, oh, you should check this out, which is great. Yeah. Please do. Great. We love that.
Yeah. Our daughter helped us with some lighting issues. So thank you. Thank you to our daughter.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, this one. This one?
Yeah.
This light.
Me and the lighting in here. Leisha helped us with our lighting.
Oh, our oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Leisha, I'm sorry, my love. I'm sorry.
He thought I meant your youngest sister who he stole her ring light from.
It's not a ring light. No, it is a ring light. I'm sorry.
It's totally a ring light. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. This is why I'm here. Okay. Let's just be very honest. This is why I check in.
Yep. If you read our profile, she's the one who reels me back into reality.
And listen, he has to call me out all the time for my, I don't know.
Things and stuff.
I was going to swear, but
no,
see,
things and stuff. That's
Thank
fine.
You. Look at that.
That's fine.
We're learning. Anyways, we are getting very long into this right now. And the whole point of this was just to really say thank you so much. This means the world to us, to me. Jeremy had mentioned how this kind of was not really, a stepping stone for you, right? I think you've been wanting this for a long time. And this just kind of solidifies that you're doing a great job. So good job.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. For me, this is exciting. I've had a lot of people reach out and just say, wow, I didn't know you were doing a podcast. And I kept it really quiet. I really did. I was kind of nervous. Like I wanted it to be kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't say too much about it.
Okay.
I think everybody says we're going to do a podcast and they don't end up doing it, or they do like one episode or two episodes or whatever. And, I don't know. I am grateful that my husband is putting a lot of his effort into this and our guests and our viewers. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts to just being a part of it.
Yeah. And we appreciate it, guys. Okay. So to wrap things up, Thursday, I'm hopefully going to have this launched by Thursday midnight. Billy West's interview. Just to kind of just throw something out there, though. There is a lot of movement on Billy's part. He was on his cell phone. It was a great interview. It really was. The content was awesome. So if you get motion sickness at all because of a lot of movement, I would highly recommend that you just tune in to the Apple Podcast. We're on Amazon. We're on Spotify. We're trying to make sure we get all of the channels in there, because if you don't have access to one, hopefully you have access to another one. I think I'm going to be throwing this on Facebook as well. Maybe a link from Apple Podcast or YouTube. I'm not quite sure yet. But it is an amazing interview. I was humbled by the opportunity to be able to talk to him about his life, the beginning, and what's going on today. So, guys, stay tuned. We love you.
Absolutely. And one more thing real quick. If you are interested and you have an interesting story or kind of an interesting journey you want to tell us about, please, they can reach out to us at our email. Everything is on the website.
info@pastforwardnow.com.
So make sure that you reach out there. And if you have, again, an interesting story or something that you think, your journey has been crazy and crazy cool, and you've kind of turned things around, let us know. We'd love to have you on as a guest. Obviously, we want to make sure that we just kind of pre-interview you first and hear your story on that part.
Yeah. My wife and I have some really fun plans on the first of every month, and that's just going to be a conversation between her and I, but we might sneak another couple in too as well to have a conversation to dig a little bit deeper into things, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thanks guys again. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you.